What's good, everyone? What is good? Welcome back to the channel with your channel, of course, Machiavelli. Hope you all are having a great day today. And today we're my bad, not Machiavelli, Mac. And today we're back with another series of people. And today's people we're making, I have no clue, but today's the last part of the retelling of Life of the Pearsons. We are officially done. There is no more to talk about. The next one we're gonna talk about is I'll probably do this again like 3 years from now. If the Pearsons are still out, they're probably still gonna be out 3 years from now. And we're gonna do another retelling. But y'all, we've come. Now that we've come to the end of the road, still I just can't let you go. It's unnatural. You belong to me. I belong to you. I can't believe it. We're there. We're really here. It took me months, but we're doing it. So we're gonna go ahead and get straight into it, and we're not gonna go because I want to get this done in one part. So in the last part, we talked about our girl Vi, again I would say our girl, but anyways, our girl Vi finding out that Asha is the father of his side chick's baby, and she went ahead and confronted him about it. But of course, he went ahead and flipped the switch and made it sound like his infidelities was on her. She kind of fell for it, and they decided that they were gonna fix their marriage. It was, yeah, that happened. And while that was going on, Valen was working on herself. She found out, of course, through her sister that her sister was fixing her marriage and that he's a father, and she just pretty much was about to cut off both her family because her family was just crazy. She just can't believe that both of them were like that stupid. And then she realized that she kind of treated Asha not as bad. She was never as bad as those two, but she kind of treated Asha. She kind of treated Hayden that bad, but still not that badly. So she was kind of like, I can see it, but still, she thought her siblings were stupid. So she didn't really. She kind of was doing her own thing. And while that was going on, Vaughn was conducting the plan or the scheme of a lifetime. So we need to go back, all the way back to when Vaughn found out Kiko was pregnant. So pretty much this is what happened. This is how the whole divorce happened. So when Vaughn found out that Kiko was pregnant, it actually wasn't like, it was through the phone, but what happened was the next day. So the next day, Vaughn's dad actually called him up and pretty much said that he needed to meet up with him. And so when he met up with him, his dad actually ended up taking him to a jail. And the jail, why being, was because Kiko was there. And so what happened was Kiko actually was, okay, again, y'all ready for this story? Because this was something else. So Kiko was actually pretty much, okay, Kiko's name is actually Kiko. It's actually like, what was it again? It was like this really weird, like, basic name. Is it Kim or Kimberly? I don't remember. Something like that. It was a very normal name. She was not, like, she is from Japan, but not really. She was actually adopted from Japan, and she was then put into the system because of circumstances, and she was pretty much going from foster home to foster home to the point where she ended up meeting up with a guy in, like, when she was 16. At this point, she's been through so much foster homes. She just wanted somebody, to love her, if that makes any sense. So she ends up meeting this guy, and this guy treats her the first year really good, really great, and to the point where she decides to run away with him. So she ends up running away with the guy, and they end up, going around together. The first year was great, and then some sides of him started coming out that she didn't like, some abusive sides, and it just went downhill from there. The relationship was just terrible from then. And while that was going on, they were actually, to make money, they were doing some underground stuff, some illegal stuff, which was not good. And so one day they ended up getting caught, and he pretty much blamed all the contraband and all of the findings that they found on her. And so she ended up having to pretty much run, because if they found her, she was pretty much going to go to jail for a good long time, and she didn't want that. So she ended up having to pretty much run. And that's the reason why she ended up starting a gaming channel. She ended up dyeing her hair. That's why she cut her hair different color, did a little bit of plastic surgery to fix her face. But she pretty much disguised herself, and she became Kiko. And that's when he kind of found her on Instagram as a new person. That's why he couldn't really recognize her. He couldn't even realize that he met the girl once. He met her once on the street. Like, it wasn't anything too busy. But it was a totally different person. And so that's how they first met. She was kind of like living like on the low. She even had like an OnlyFans account. That's how she made her money. She made her money through the internet. And so while that was happening, she again running from the cops. So she ended up leaving there and moving in with Vaughn just because to be safer, you know. That's why she wasn't too big on getting a job, because she couldn't really get one. If she got one, they'd find out her real name and her real identity, and then she'd probably get locked up. So she had to be really undercover with it. And that's why pretty much everything that they got was under Vaughn's name. And so once the reason why they're telling her this is because when she ran away, she like when she left Vaughn, she was actually pregnant. Well, what happened was Rebecca actually figured out, because I told you guys in one episode, if you guys are watching, that Rebecca was going to do a background check on Kiko because she couldn't believe that Kiko was squeaky clean. She just felt like there was something there. So when Rebecca found out, Rebecca pretty much like threatened Kiko, pretty much threatened to tell the police who she was and get arrested if she didn't leave. And so she had to leave. Like, she could not go to jail. She was scared. So she ended up leaving during the night when Vaughn caught her, and she pretty much just cried and told him that she had to go. That was why she didn't want to leave him. She still loved him. She wanted to be with him, but she had to go for her sake. And she just couldn't put that drum onto Vaughn, you know. But while she was gone, she was actually kind of living on the road, on the streets, and she actually found out she was pregnant at the time with Vaughn's baby. But through all the stress and without eating, because she had no money at the time, through all that, she actually lost the child. And at that point, she got into like a really bad state, and she started drinking. And then while she was at that bad state, she actually met up with the guy she's pregnant with the kid now, and he helped her through it. But then, of course, the cops found her, and she was sent to jail. And when she was sent to jail, she didn't really know a lawyer, but she knew that Vaughn's dad, Zeandre, is a lawyer. And so she was kind of hesitant on calling him, but he was the best she got. So she called him. Zeandre came in, and Zeandre like didn't know if she was gonna help him or not. So Zeandre said, "Okay, I'll help you, but you have to tell Vaughn the whole story." And so that's where we are right now. So of course, at this point, Vaughn's pissed off because Rebecca, like, she was pregnant with this child, and Rebecca kind of ruined his life, you know, ruined the girl. Like, he loved her, you know. And so, like, Vaughn even said right there, he's like, "I don't care about your past. I don't care, like, if you want to be with me. I don't care if you have another baby, you know. If you want, like, to make this work, like, I'll be there for you." But she said no. She's like, you know what? She never grew up with a parent. She never grew up with a happy household, but she wants her child to have one. So she's going to make that sacrifice, and she's going to make it work with her baby daddy. So it was pretty much the end of, like, that was just the nail in the coffin. Like, Kiko and Vaughn will never be together again, you know? Type of thing. And so, like, after then, Vaughn was pissed off. Vaughn knew that he had to get revenge. You know, he had to get out of this relationship, and he had to do something to get back at Rebecca because he was pissed. Like, she enably pretty much killed off his child. And so he was just mad. And so he came with a plan with his father to get her, to trick her into pretty much signing the document. So this is pretty much happened. So you guys remember, I told you guys that that day Vaughn asked Valen to drop off their things to the apartment. Well, the day before that, Vaughn pretty much called her Rebecca and was saying nothing but sweet nothings to her. They went out. He treated her to a nice dinner. You know, he pretty much told her that he was in love with her, and that, you know, it took a long time, but he wanted to make this, like, marriage work. And he wants them to be together. And yeah, a lot of people are going to be against it, but this time they are going to make this work for the both of them. And so that's what he did. So the next day, he told his sister that he's moving out. They went there. They had a fight. And it was actually all planned out. Vaughn needed to show Rebecca that he was 110% for him. And so by doing that, he needed to hurt his sister. He didn't like it, but he had to do it. So he did that. He brought it there, knowing that Valen was going to lose her ish when she saw that he was moving out in Rebecca. And so it all went down to plan. He hurt Valen in front of Rebecca. Rebecca knew kind of gained Rebecca's trust. And so they became getting all lovey-dovey again, becoming that quote-unquote happy little family. He even started talking about wanting to start a family together and getting remarried again. He was just telling her a bunch of stuff to make her happy. And one night they went out, they went drinking, they came home. He actually had some insurance papers that he needed to sign, because now that they're back together, since he's in basketball now, he needed another person to sign it. His significant other, so he wanted Rebecca to sign it. So Rebecca, of course, since it was a big thick piece of paper, did not read through all the documents and just went signing away. And one of the papers that was in there was actually the divorce papers that she didn't read through, and so she ended up signing it without her even knowledge of it. And he went ahead and sent it in. And while that was being processed, the divorce papers, he was of course being lovey-dovey, and that he knew that the worst case scenario is that she would get pregnant, because he could not wear a C. If they were married and talking about having kids, he could not wear a C, or he could not do anything like that. And he didn't want to tie his tubes, So the worst case scenario is that she would get pregnant out of the situation, but he had to make a sacrifice here or there. He just needed to be free from her. And so anyways, the day comes and he has divorce papers, and of course she wakes up thinking it was breakfast in the morning, breakfast in bed, everything was good, everything was chill, but it wasn't. He was sitting there pretty much sit down, we need to talk. And he told her everything. He told her that he knows about the situation that happened with Kiko. He knows that he's been lying to her, and just to know that he's done with her and that he's moving out and they're getting divorced. And of course she laughs in his face I'm not gonna sign the divorce papers, no, you're gonna be mine, I'm not setting you free. He's like, you already have. She's like, what? He's like, yeah, you already signed the divorce papers already. And she was crazy, yep, here they are, all filled out. We are officially not together anymore. He took his stuff and he moved out. He was gone. He's like, deuces, peace. And he met up with his sister pretty much that night, pretty much relaying the whole thing out with his sister. And his sister could not be more prouder of him, honestly. Valen could not be more proud that his brother could make a scheme like that and get away with it. Pat on the back. And that's pretty much where we are right now. We're pretty much right now at the point where they're both living their best lives at the new identity. They both got makeovers. They're both feeling fresh. Valen's a new single dude ready to mingle. He's happy. He's finally free from that girl. Valen's out there, just feeling good, getting her life together, doing well in her career, having a new house. She's feeling great, while Viola and Asha are trying to fix their marriage while taking care of their kids. That's where we're at with the life of the Pearsons. We are done, y'all. We're done, which means we can start playing soon. So anyways, guys, I hope y'all enjoyed. Thank y'all for watching, and of course I'll talk to y'all in the next one. I'm out. This is peace. Bye later. I love y'all. Peace. I'm so excited. Life with the Pearsons is back.